So now we're getting outside of Judah, outside of Abraham, to the nations. The nations will be honored by me. This is Jeremiah 4, 1 and 2. Who is the seed of Abraham? Next slide. Psalm 72. Yahweh, give your judgment to the king and your righteousness to the king's son. And all the tribes of the earth, verse 17, shall be blessed in the Son, or through the Son. All nations shall call him, the Son, blessed. Okay, so now we're going, I'm just making the link here of, we're going from the one man, but then God keeps talking about other nations here. Okay? Isaiah 65. God is saying, as long as the nations, apart from Abraham, Judah, Israel, right, recognize me as the true God, right, as long as they honor my son, right, I will honor them. This is covenantal language extended outside of Jews only. Now, I want to stress this for the so-called pro-Israel people. Let's support the present nation of Israel because they're God's chosen people. Not really. We have to recognize the Son, I just read, and recognize the one true God. This is the wider, see, now I'm going a little bit outside here. This is the wider gospel thing I call. Wider gospel. The prophecies of the Old Testament, yes, they're about Abraham, Judah, Jacob, the sons, the nation. But there's this wider gospel in there too that I don't hear preached too much about. Can you imagine the nations are incorporated, God's people, than the nation of Israel? Psalm 67, let the nations rejoice and shout for joy, for you judge the peoples with fairness and lead the nations on earth. It's funny how often I see this on earth word. On earth. Let the nations thank you, O God. National distinctions remain in the kingdom. In other words, we have the people of God, very exclusive club, and that's what we're aiming for, right? We're of the faith of Abraham. That's our goal, this exclusive governing body of God, right? Who will govern the nations, that God will bless, or that God will allow to remain in the kingdom. In the future, the mountain of Yahweh's temple, this language of the Mount of Zion, that's all capital language, by the way. It's all the Mount of Zion and so on. It's another way of saying the capital of Jerusalem. Will endure as the most important of mountains and will be the most prominent of hills. All the nations will stream to it. People from many nations will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Jehovah, or Yahweh, to the house of Jacob's God. Again, national distinctions. These nations recognize not just the Son of God reigning in the mountain with his holy people, but they obviously recognize the one true God. So no more Greek polytheism, no more paganism, right? Book of Ezekiel seemed to have understood that foreigners could become members of the covenant community, and this is in the book of Ezekiel 37 and 44. The prophet Zechariah depicts them or shows them as simultaneously retaining their distinctive identities. I don't hear this in church. Do you? I don't hear about the nations. All I hear about is we Christians, we have to support the nation of Israel. And when we die, we go to heaven.